What's going on, everyone? This is Mike from MTG Vintage Crack, and I've got something really special to share with you all today. Here is a Battle Royale box set. As you can see here, the Battle Royale set was geared for multiplayer, and it's designed to help teach people how to play as well as to encourage it. It's got 4 power balanced decks that should be able to play pretty well together. Oops. That's it. We got a good look at the outside. Let's get it open. I noticed that the plastic on this is a lot thicker than what you would find on a booster box. This feels a lot more like traditional plastic wrapping. There it is, we got the plastic off, and now there's a slip cover over the actual box. Kind of a snug fit, I think due to the glossy finish. It's also really old, right? This is, I think, 20 years old now, so it's been sitting around for a while. And as we open it up, we've got a rules book of some sort. And there it is. Looks like we've got some multiplayer variants, deck lists, and just some general information on how to play Magic, especially with multiplayer rules. Some contact information, and it looks like an old Wizards advertisement. I always get a kick out of seeing those. And we have a couple of inserts in the box as well. These look like the same multiplayer variants that are in the rules book, but on a handy little sheet so that way you guys can remember how to play while you're playing. So like I said, there are 4 decks in here, all 40 cards. Let's get them open and talk a little bit about what they do. Okay, here we've got Spirit Gale. So Spirit Gale is a blue-white control type deck. You're going to see some counter magic, you're going to see flyers, as well as ways to deal with your opponent's creatures. Alright, let's get into it. Control magic, like I said. Well, there's a windfall, and so here's a counterspell, a mana leak, flood for tapping down your opponent's creatures, a Wrath of God, so you'll use that to wipe the board when there are too many creatures out, and there is an original art Swords to Plowshares. Another really iconic removal card. And I'm pretty sure that's all really of note in this deck. Like I said, there's some flyers. Soul Warden, another classic card. And these must just be the lands. So that was Spirit Gale. Next up is the Deluge, which is a green-white deck. Revolves a little bit around +1/+1 counters. It also has some removal and some big green creatures. Alright, we've got it open. Let's get it out. So it looks like in the front, we've got a Catastrophe, so another board wipey card like Wrath of God, except you can take out lands as well if you want, or I mean instead of taking out creatures. And there is a land tax, so that'll help you either ramp up your lands very quickly, or will stifle your opponents from playing lands and keep them suppressed. There's a Fecundity. Sandstorm for dealing some damage to creatures. Some utility white creatures, First Strike, Flying. There's a big green creature, and here's your Spike Colony used for moving +1/+1 counters around. And then I think we've got, there's the Spike Worker, also used for moving around those +1/+1 counters. And then it looks like we have our lands. Okay, next up is Cinder Heart. See if we can crack the seal. So Cinder Heart is a black-red deck. It's got some reanimate type themes, a little bit of a graveyard theme. So let's see what it comes with. So there's Rolling Thunder, a big X spell, which I actually use in Paupertron. You can deal a bunch of damage, and you can do it to multiple targets as well. Subversion. And there's a Living Death, useful for getting creatures back from the grave. Pestilence, useful for clearing the board. Another graveyard card, an Exhume, and a Reanimate. That'll really help you pull one over pretty quickly on your opponents. And that's really all the stuff of note. There's Sengir Vampire, which is just a classic and iconic card, especially for the old school players. And here's the lands. Finally, we've got the last deck in the set, which is Chargoyf. It's a green-red aggro deck, so it's got a lot of burn type cards, hence the Char, and it also has Lurgoyf, hence the Goyf. So at the front of the pack, you see we've got Tranquility, destroy all enchantments, so that could be pretty useful in this box set because there are a lot of pretty strong enchantments like land tax, for example. There's a Spike Weaver, so maybe this belongs in the other deck, but maybe it might have made it too powerful, so I'm glad to see it in here. And there's the Lurgoyf. And so the rest of this deck, it's got a lot of token generating cards, a lot of red burny type spells. Here's an Old Art Llanowar Elves, and the pack of lands in the back. That was the Battle Royale box set. If you got this when it came out, I really hope this brought back a lot of memories. If you like this video, please leave us a like down below, we'd really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, you'll want to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you get an alert when our next video comes out. Until then, thanks for watching.